I heard that the new Last Airbender is coming out on Netflix.
The new Last Airbender.
A live action one?
Yeah, the live action Last Airbender is coming on Netflix. And I wanted to be excited about it, but the last time there was a live action remake for Avatar The Last Airbender, I was completely disappointed.
So bad.
I was just like, yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this coming up. And if there were to ever be a movie I would have to erase from existence, it would have to be M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender. Is that what it was called?
Yes,
okay.
It is. It's so bad.
Like, that's how
so
much
shameful.
I was disappointed in it. I don't even remember the proper name.
Oh, man.
Do you guys have a movie you would want to erase from existence?
I have two. Okay. My first one is in the similar vein of live action remakes that were so offensive to anime fans.
I think I know where you're going.
The Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball movie, Dragon Ball Evolution or something. It's just so bad. Like Goku and Bulma are like high school kids. I don't even know how to explain it. The only good thing about it is that my boy James Marsters is in it and he plays Spike and Buffy. So of course I'm like, he can do no wrong, even though the movie is so bad. But the main movie I think I would erase from existence is this movie called The Love Guru with Mike Myers. Oh my God. So offensive on so many levels. So problematic.
Is that his last movie? I don't think he came up after that.
I don't think he got hired for anything after that storm. Like it was so bad. It's just fake Indian accents the whole time. Like, how could you possibly this movie would never be created in 2021. Wow. It's super racist, not funny, and really gross.
Well, and Austin Powers also I think probably wouldn't get created today, but still kind of holds up. Like you go back and you watch it and you know what you're getting into, obviously.
Some of it you're like, ooh, but then most of it's still pretty funny.
But The Love Guru, I remember seeing that in the theater and being like, what did I do?
You watched it? You went to go?
Yeah,
I saw it in theaters too with my ex-boyfriend and we were like, should we leave? We paid for it. So
you guys wanted to watch it. You saw the trailer, right?
But I liked Mike Myers.
Okay.
There's a reference to Mariska Hargitay in that movie.
That does kind of make
he's meditating and says her name. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, great. Thank you for bringing that back into my memory.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
All right. Well, I'll do the same to you. So the two movies that I thought of that I would erase from existence are both superhero movies, if you could call them that, but pre-Marvel Cinematic Universe. The first is Catwoman with Halle Berry, which I got a free ticket to, and then I went to the front and asked if I could have my money back. Like that.
You need to pay me for making me watch this movie.
That's how bad that was. I was like, can I get a ticket to a different movie? Because and then the other one is Elektra with Jennifer Garner. And I love Jennifer Garner.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Jennifer Garner? Elektra? What's the other...
So she was in Daredevil, and she played Elektra in Daredevil with Ben Affleck, and then she got her own spin-off movie.
Mm-hmm. So Carmen Electra wasn't Elektra. Am I confusing this?
Oh my God. Carmen Electra as Elektra would have honestly might have been better.
Yes.
That's what happened.
No, it's Jennifer Garner.
That would have been better, probably.
It's in my memory, it was kind of
I was like, that's why they call her that.
Oh my God.
No, not at all. The only good thing to come out of that Elektra movie was the music video to Evanescence, Bring Me to Life, mashed up with a fight sequence of Jennifer Garner at some abandoned warehouse. But other than that, those two, I remember being so excited to go to the theater and see these badass women just destroy these characters, and then they destroyed them, but not in the way that I wanted them to.
Yes.
So yeah, that was disappointing.
All About Steve is one that I definitely want to erase from memory and this earth. It was the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It was just very dumb. I remember.
What year was it? I don't even know if I've heard
2009.
of that. Oh, this is not recent, but in the 2000s.
Yeah,
it
has
is this Bradley
Cooper.
Yeah, it was her rom-com. I
don't even know. She's obsessed with him, right?
Yeah. So the description of the movie, it's after a lovely blind date, crossword puzzle creator Mary Horowitz, who is Sandra Bullock, falls head over heels in love with Steve, who's Bradley Cooper.
So I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, it already sounds terrible.
Oh,
the dumbest movie I've ever seen.
Sandy. We expected better from you, Sandy.
Gosh. Yeah,
I've seen a lot of bad rom-coms, actually, now that I think about it.
It puts me on the spot, but when you said The Love Guru, Shauna, immediately I jumped to Shallow Hal
Oh my God.
I like that movie.
Like, I don't know why.
Good.
It has the highest rating out of all of y'all, though. It has a 49% tomato meter and a 45% audience score. But, like, I don't know. I hadn't thought about that movie.
Really? I loved that movie.
Since my Hollywood video
I was
days.
also like 10.
Dude,
And
I remember loving that movie, but thinking back, it's so fat phobic.
Oh,
It
totally.
is. It's
Oh,
out.
totally
And I think
not.
I think Gwyneth stays skinny at the end,
Yeah.
too. So Jack Black, like,
no,
still
he
gets...
falls in love with her, and he sees her in her
Normal
fat suit or whatever.
Right.
And then he's like, wow, you're beautiful. And then they ride away on the motorcycle, but I'm pretty sure she like dips the
Oh,
motorcycle.
I thought at the end of the movie she like loses a bunch of weight.
Oh,
Now she's
God.
hot again. I don't know.
Just
I remember,
after
like,
credit
That's very
scene.
like Grease.
anyway.
Yeah.
Really change who you are to impress a
Yeah.
man. The
Oh,
moral
God.
of Grease.
I don't know why I jumped to Shallow Hell when you said Love Guru, but I was like, Shallow Hell! What?
Coming in hot from Olympus Games in Mesa, Arizona.
It's the Pop Culture Junkie Podcast.
Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Pop Culture Junkie Podcast. We are here with Lauren Knight, film and events programmer for Majestic Theaters here in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's welcome Lauren, everybody.
Hi!
All right, let me stop.
Lauren, if you want to leave now, it's your time.
Not
too late.
Got that other.
I was like, oh, that's my intro. Okie dokie. Hi.
Oh, no, see, I like to spice things up and to act like I'm not who I am sometimes.
Keeps us on our toes.
But let me introduce the show. Yeah, this is the Pop Culture Junkie Podcast where you get your weekly news and reviews on everything pop culture. And as I mentioned, we have Lauren here, Lauren Knight from Majestic Theaters. And of course, we have the rest of our resident junkies. Let's go one by one and introduce ourselves.
I'm Shauna.
I'm Hayley.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is Alex. And again, welcome to the Pop Culture Junkie Podcast.
That was chaotic.
That was-
Yeah,
I
very
loved it.
chaotic.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Just like us.
So let's get to know Lauren a little. So welcome, Lauren.
Hi.
Yeah. And so you work at the Majestic Theater, formerly known as Alamo?
Yes, we are formerly the 3 Alamo Drafthouse cinema locations here in the Valley. So we have not closed. We are still here.
Yay.
Please come see movies. I'm still doing all of the programming. We all have our jobs. We're still locally owned and operated. Yay!
So are all 3 locations all changing their name to Majestic then?
Yes,
Okay.
we were franchises originally anyway. So
Nice.
we weren't owned by Alamo Corporate.
And there is one location in Gilbert, one in Tempe, and where's that third location?
Chandler. It's our first one, actually.
Oh,
It was in Chandler.
East Side.
Yeah.
Is there still going to be beer?
Oh, yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. And we have a brand new 8-page menu. So we're not using a limited menu anymore.
8 pages?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, you got the front and the back covers, but yeah. And then we've got
Okay,
inserts,
okay.
we got
It's a lot
liquor
of
and new cocktails and milkshakes and pizzas, and we got vegan and
Hopefully you get
gluten.
through it before the movie's over. But
So
I mean-
what like for Majestic Theaters, I guess, what can people look forward to kind of with the change, and why should someone choose Majestic over AMC or Harkins? Or
Elevator pitch time.
Oh
Elevator
my
pitch.
gosh. Elevator pitch. I have an elevator pitch for like Majestic Theaters in general, but not for like me specifically why you should come.
We're gonna come anyway, so
I appreciate it. I mean, I guess if you weren't familiar before with Alamo Drafthouse, it's kind of like a huge learning curve to try and fill you in. But if you were familiar with Alamo Drafthouse before, we get 100%. I quote unquote get 100% control of all programming now. I don't have to get approval from anyone higher up. Budgetary stuff is all localized. You know, that's all discussed in house. So I can do bigger and better and more programming, and without having to keep to like, you have to play these, you know, dozen titles this month, and then you can just kind of fill in with what you need, et cetera, et cetera. So we're still keeping the 35 millimeter projector. We're the only, our Tempe location
Nice.
is the only location in the Valley to have a constantly active 35 millimeter film projector. The Loft is really the only other one, but that's not the Valley.
Yeah.
We're still going to do interactive events. We will call them propped up cinema. Before they were known as movie parties, but you get to sing, dance, quote along. You get
Oh, I
interactive
love that.
goodies,
Yeah.
like goodies with your ticket. Sometimes you wear the goodies. Sometimes you like use them in conjunction with the film.
You throw toast at the screen.
Exactly. Like it's kind of like that. And we're going to do beer dinners and feasts. We have afternoon tea that I want to start up again.
Do you still have trivia nights?
Yes, we still have trivia nights every Wednesday. We alter locations, but it's like first Wednesday is Tempe. So this month is a bit wonky because of like shutting down for like 3 days and having to open back up. But we will still be doing trivia. Going to launch a lot of new genre series with our friends at AGFA, the American Genre Film Archive. We'll be doing like, I hate saying like chick flicks and guy movies, but basically like action, explosions, mini skirts, you know, type stuff. And then we've got like rom-coms, and I coined the term rom-drom today. Nice. So we have those series, and then we have our weekly horror series. We'll continue every Tuesday at Tempe, and that is now called Cinematary.
Ooh, I love that.
So every Tuesday at Tempe at 8:00, we play a different horror movie.
Oh, I'm going to have to keep that in mind, especially I always love scary movies, but especially during October, me and my sister-in-law try to watch as many as possible.
Season.
Oh, October. I just completed most of the calendars today, and October is like chock full for everyone.
Yes.
And some non-horror stuff. You got to sprinkle. I mean, you can't just do a whole month of horror because there are a lot of people that don't necessarily care for that. So we've got like memorial screenings because Jean-Paul Belmondo just died. So,
I love Majestic. It really gives that community feel, even though there's like more than one, but it really brings people in to really engage in the atmosphere and the environment with the movie, and like really like spark conversation and even friendships. The last time I went over there was this guy that just showed up and we just started talking. Yeah. Oh, Ramon over there. Shout out to Ramon if you're listening.
Ramon.
That's awesome. I loved seeing Black Widow, and I remember going in and then being like, oh, I'm not really hungry. I'm not getting anything. And then they're like, here's our special Black Widow menu.
Yes, we can do more of those.
Well, then I guess I'll get this. Thank you.
We can do more of those.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're rebranding. Like we are Majestic Phoenix, but Neighborhood Cinema Grill is like what we want to be, your neighborhood theater. Mm-hmm. I know the names of a lot of actual, guests that come through. At least I recognize faces now more than names. I'm older. But Neighborhood Cinema Grill with like you know the people who work there, you know their names, and I mean it's if you go to another theater in the Valley, like you don't know who the manager is, you don't know who programmed Tuesday Night Classics that week, like you don't know who anyone is. And
it sounds very accessible.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a great.
So you're gonna have a sing along for Dear Evan Hansen, because I would so go to that.
I don't. I guess you have to know the words ahead of time, though. I guess everyone does. I guess everyone does.
I'll just look them up on my phone.
Well, it's just like,
I'm with you, Shauna.
Give everyone printed paper.
The Greatest Showman. I remember The Greatest Showman came out, and then we saw it, and then we saw it again, and then we went to a sing along one, and it was atrocious because no one can actually sing. Yeah, but it was so fun. So I would totally sign up for something like that.
It's not the singing that counts; it's the effort and passion.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Lauren, you are here at the Pop Culture Junkie podcast. And because we are all pop culture junkies, we want to get to know a little more about you and your pop culture
repertoire.
Yeah,
history.
There we go.
Okay.
Words I can't.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know when it started. I used to have like a long time subscription to Entertainment Weekly. It's like that was where it was like really pre-internet, like you had to wait for like Entertainment Weekly to arrive.
I miss magazines. I would get so excited when like my Cosmo girl.
I know, right? Yes. Oh man. So I subscribed, I don't even know, sometime in high school. In high school though, like 17 probably, I got hired at Hollywood Video. And even though I did end up going to college and I took a bunch of film classes, I always say that my real film education was like the 5 years or something that I worked at Hollywood Video. I helped close my store down. Like, I continued to work there even after I'd graduated college, and I was working, like, 2 other jobs. Like, I was like, still schedule me! So that I got 3 free rentals a day at Hollywood Video.
That's incredible.
So I would, like, close up at midnight, 12:30, and then I would go home and, like, watch a movie. And then, so I got my film education at Hollywood Video. I love boy bands.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yes.
My boy band of choice is now like the most problematic boy band, and it crushes me. I'm a huge Backstreet Boys fan.
Me too. I'm with you.
I'm a huge Backstreet Boys fan, and I gotta 100%. Reconcile that later, but I don't care. Like,
no, the heart wants what it wants.
I'll keep going to concerts, whatever. So and then like very recently, pandemic recently, like last summer. I am a Stallone enthusiast. I am a massive Sylvester Stallone fan. I watched nearly every film in his catalog last summer.
Wow.
And even got to when we reopened as Alamo last over Labor Day. All of that watching came into play because I got to program 7 weeks of Sylvester Stallone movies under the banner Sequester Stallone.
Oh my God. The puns. I am here for the puns.
How did you come up with that? So you were just like sitting down, you thought about Sylvester Stallone one day?
So my gateway drug was Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So everyone was like watching Oscar, like catching up on all of their like Oscar winners and like what I tried, but I didn't want that.
Bored.
Like I couldn't focus.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see stuff explode. I wanted like just action.
I need boobies.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I need
We all
boobies
do.
and
Right, I need like
explosions.
boobies, blood, bombs,
Yeah.
like biceps, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I wanted. And so I've always loved action movies, but I don't know. So I started with like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but it ended up being a lot of the Cannon films. And I realized like I really like Cannon films. Like I really like Golden Globus Productions. Like I really am into I watch Runaway Train. Like so I started making my way through the Cannon, and a lot of it had JCVD in it. So I watched a lot of those movies. And then there was obviously some Dolph Lundgren. I've always had a thing for Dolph, like even before Stallone. I was like, Dolph's my man. But watched and then got to Cobra, which was a Cannon film that I had never seen. And Over the Top. Sorry, Over the Top was first. I had never seen it. I programmed it a bunch of times. Never actually seen it. Watched Over the Top, loved it. Moved on to Cobra, was blown away. It's in my top 5 Stallone, if not top 3. Like I loved
I've
Cobra.
never heard that one.
This is so funny to me because I did a similar thing over the pandemic with the Fast and Furious films.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
However, I did not become like a Fast and Furious stan. Like I walked away from it and was like, well, that was one way to spend my time.
Like that's
The
something
end.
time I
Full
can never
stop.
get back.
Right. But it's so funny to me that you were like, oh yeah, I guess I'll check these out, and then just fell in love with Sylvester Stallone. I love it.
Yeah, Cobra is awesome. He cuts pizza with scissors. It's like an iconic scene. There's like a gif out. Like it's worth watching.
I do that. I had no idea that me and
You did it
me
because
and
Stallone
Sly
did it
had
first.
so much in common. Yeah.
I'm
Crime
gonna have
is
to
a
add that to my watch
Yeah,
list.
that's
That sounds
good.
amazing.
Crime is the disease, or crime is a disease. He is the cure.
Oh,
He
nice.
plays a
Oh.
cop whose last name is Cabretti.
Of
but
course,
he's
he's
like
a cop.
the Cobra.
In how many Stallone movies is he a cop, and what percentage of the time?
Oh
is
my
he
gosh.
the badass cop who doesn't play by the rules.
So most of the '90s ones, Copland, it twists because he ends up turning in dirty cops.
The real question
Ooh.
is, in how many Stallone movies does he play a shark? In what percentage?
At least 45% cop, 15% shark.
Amazing. So yeah, I just fell in love with Stallone movies and then just I was like, oh, I haven't seen all the Rambo movies. So I just started over with First Blood, watched all the Rambo movies, dug them,
Yeah.
moved, and then just continued moving. And then it was like literally now it's a series. Like literally now this is what I'm doing whenever I wake up.
Full-time
Because like
Stallone.
full-time Stallone. It's got to pay
Part-time
off.
Majestic.
No, not even. I didn't have I lost my job. So I just was like
All
wallowing
Stallone
on the
all the
couch. So
time.
I just watched Tango and Cash and Demolition Man and all like finally watched Judge Dredd. Like I watched like
Judge
all of
Dredd.
them.
Oh, that's
Lesser
one of my
knowns.
favorites.
I sought out the lesser knowns. I sought out like even the worst ones. Like I watched Driven, like I watched them all.
Well, welcome. You're in a safe place for obsessive
shame. I love
weirdos.
Yes. One of us.
One of us. Hi, I'm Hayley the Brave, teacher and mom by day, cosplayer and pop culture junkie by, well, also by day. I'm obsessed with all things fandom and I love to talk about it. So join me and some of my friends as we geek out about TV, movies, music, and all the awesome things that make life worth living. Listen to my podcast, 30 Nerdy and Thriving, available now on all major streaming platforms.
Welcome back to the Pop Culture Junkie podcast. Again, we have our guest, Lauren Knight from Majestic Theaters, and we're going to get right into our pop it and drop it reviews. Or if we like something, we pop it. If we don't, we drop it. And if we're kind of in the middle, we kind of like hot potato. Don't ask why it's called hot potato, but we just don't know what to do with it. And so, yeah, I'll go first. I watched C this last week. It just came back for season 2. It's on Apple TV. And I was excited about the show.
Who's in it? I've never even heard of that.
Jason Momoa.
Oh,
A bunch of other people.
Shauna's interested.
Okay, that's all you had to say, dude.
Dave Bautista's actually in this season.
Also,
Yeah, they play brothers.
How have you not heard of that?
So
What?
this premiered when Apple TV started doing their streaming service. It came out in like 2019, and I was like super amped for it because I loved the first season. So the premise is really like, it's like centuries into the future, and somehow, some way, humans mess things up and people become blind. So most of the population is blind. And it kind of gives like Game of Thrones like sort of vibes. But in this time, there's this woman who's pregnant, and she gives birth to twins who can see. It follows this family, and Jason Momoa plays Baba, and he's protecting these kids. It's pretty dope.
Interesting.
And season 2 came out just recently.
Does this say like drops all at one time or drops a new episode every week?
It drops a new episode every week. I haven't watched all of them. I just watched the first episode, and I'd say pop it. It kind of drags sometimes, I'm not going to lie, but it's because you have to like really like pay attention.
You sold me on it, dude.
We're sold. Jason Momoa. You had me at Jason Momoa.
Yeah, and he does a great job. He does a great job. He played, he can't see. And so like the choreography and the fight is very gory. So get ready for like blood everywhere.
Nice.
Heads getting chopped off, people getting just like, just dismembered from all parts. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. So Pop C on Apple TV. But the other thing that I have on my list is Jay Cortez's new album, Timeless, with 2 Z's at the end. It's a reggaeton album. And I'm going to pop this one just because of the way that I feel reggaeton and like just Latin trap is coming into the scene, or at least evolving. He has Skrillex featured in it. So there's like this like, very like dubs.
It's a dance album.
Yeah, it's a dance album. And the thing is, I've been listening to reggaeton since I was a teen. And so listening to and hearing like how this genre is like evolving, similar to how like hip hop has evolved, is really interesting. Like I mentioned Raul Alejandro's album earlier this year, and that kind of gave me like Calvin Harris vibes. And this is just another album in the genre that's testing new limits. And for that, I'm gonna pop it.
Nice.
So yeah, Jay Cortez, Timeless.
Oh, I love a good dance album.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, bed in the morning.
Shimmy.
I'm so happy that you're here, Lauren, because I've been incredibly busy this week, and the only thing that I got to watch was Demolition Man with my husband.
What are the odds?
Oh my God.
know.
I know. I was like, what? You're a Stallone like stan? Okay. So my husband and I have this tradition. We go back and forth choosing the movie. Guess which one of us chose that? So I was like, sure, I've never heard of this in my life, but we can watch it. It's freaking hilarious.
It's so good.
I have to pop Demolition Man. Like, there were some points in that movie that I was like, this is so stupid.
Is this like a 1993 film? Like, when
yes,
did this come out?
exactly 1993.
Yeah.
So it's
Sandy.
Yes, and Wesley Snipes, and our girl Sandy Bullock is in it. And
we're calling her Sandy.
Sandy.
Bring it back. I don't know.
And so, I mean, I'm not going to give you the plot of some movie that came out in 1993, but there's
Spoiler alert,
there's
everybody.
blood and boobies, and Wesley Snipes is ridiculous, and they take people to Taco Bell for fancy dinners.
Oh,
and
dude, no. Okay. That's why I know what
Did I
this
just
is.
trigger a memory?
Because at San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago, they had like a Demolition Man, like, I don't know, revisit pop-up thing
Can
with
it take
Taco
you to
Bell.
Oh my
Taco Bell?
God.
Yes.
I would have loved
It was
that.
a whole thing.
And I'm pretty sure in this movie you get to see Stallone genitalia in this movie.
Was it the-
I don't know when he's all frozen.
Oh, and he's frozen,
I
and then
think
there's like
you-
a side.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
Oh
you
my
can see some
God.
junk.
Because you see his butt a lot in his
You
movies.
see his butt and you
Yeah.
see some bush. I think you might. See,
Oh my
I think you
God.
might see some bits and like chicken
Hey,
berries.
man.
Chicken berries.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
I think you're right. In the frozen, like it's like they weren't able to somehow get the fog right or whatever.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh my God. I think you're right.
She's gonna go back and watch it now.
She's like, freeze frame.
Enhance.
It's
Put it
also
on the big screen now.
Yeah.
it's also the second Sylvester Stallone movie to have Rob Schneider in it.
Oh, that's right. Rob Schneider was in that
Second?
movie.
God.
Rob
He's
Schneider
in
is
Judge
crazy,
Dredd.
but he's in all of like
Terrible movies. He's
Oh
in
my
Judge
gosh.
Dredd.
He's in Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, he's
is,
yeah,
that's right.
but he's in he and Benjamin Bratt in Demolition Man because you don't want to touch. It's like a germ-free society, so they do the high five,
And then they wave their hands around each
Yeah.
other in a circle.
It's
It's
actually
so
kind of
funny.
adorable.
That's going to be our new pop culture junkie like reading.
Yes.
Hello.
And then when him and Sandra Bullock, she's like, "Would you like to have sex?" And he's like, "Hell yeah!" She puts on like a helmet.
oh my god.
Oh my god! Watch
Is
this
this a
movie.
comedy?
It's like an action comedy.
Yeah, he's a fish out of water. He gets cryogenically frozen for something he
So
like
he's a
didn't
shark.
do.
It's Captain America.
And then he's unfrozen in like 2030 something. And
yeah,
like
we're
society's-
coming up on it.
Yeah, and society has changed, and it's way too changed for it to make
I gotta
any
watch
sense.
this.
It's San Angeles, right?
Yeah, San Angeles.
Yeah, it's like
Los Angeles and
It's like
San
a
Diego.
utopia in a way, but it's really not because then there's like a bunch of like poor people underground.
Yeah, and you can't cuss. Anytime they cuss, a little like it goes, and like a little ticket prints
yes,
out.
you get like a ticket.
So
Yeah,
Sylvester Stallone is just cussing throughout this movie, like collecting tickets to wipe his ass with.
right, because he doesn't know how to use a 3C shell.
It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it does. I want to watch
This
it.
movie came up during the pandemic though, because we couldn't touch anyone, like
Yeah.
germs, and so
We need
like
toilet
we were out of
paper.
toilet paper. So it was like,
So why is it called Demolition Man? I thought it was going to be like a demolition derby.
Okay,
like-
tell them why it's called Demolition Man. Real
oh
quick.
no, I thought it was because of Wesley Snipes is like a serial
I think it's-
arsonist explosion guy.
I think
thought.
it's Stallone's nickname, and that's what the cops give him
Oh,
because every
shoot,
crime
you might
scene
be
he
right.
goes to, the
Oh, he
building
just,
ends up
just like
falling
rat.
down.
Oh, it just like
Okay.
rats. Yeah, sorry.
But
yeah.
Wesley Snipes
He is like a
demolishes
terrorist,
lot,
but
too.
yeah.
yeah, he's a
Wow.
terrorist for sure. So
There's
that
a
was
lot
my
going
movie
on.
this week.
oh my gosh.
So did this movie like predict COVID?
Oh,
Wow.
maybe. I mean, no
Dun,
one's.
dun.
We can't touch people. We can't have sex because you could get COVID. So you just put a helmet
Right.
on.
We don't have toilet paper,
Yeah,
so
toilet paper.
I remember reading an Onion article, I think, about that,
Oh,
about the
God.
helmet.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
gosh. Well, I didn't watch anything now. I'm like, I came into this episode thinking,
Live
like,
up to
I
Wait,
want
that.
the best
do you pop it or drop it? I don't
Oh,
know.
I absolutely popped
Okay.
that. For sure.
All right, because I was going to pop it.
After
I
all
didn't
that,
watch
I'm like, man, I hated it.
I was worried that you were gonna drop
Oh my
it.
God.
So I
No,
was
it's
like,
amazing. I loved it.
Cute. Well, I didn't time travel back to 1993 or ahead to 2032. I stayed right here in 2021. And I checked out two things this week, and I'm super excited about both of them. The first is Only Murders in the Building on Hulu with Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez. And I knew pretty much nothing going into it other than it has two comedic icons. And so it's probably going to be pretty good. The first 3 episodes dropped all at the same time, and then the 4th episode is out now. And it's about these 3 people who don't know each other, but they all live in the same apartment building, and someone is killed, and the cops think it's a suicide, but they are convinced that it was a murder. And so they decide to create a true crime podcast called Only Murders in the Building. And it's all about trying to solve this guy's murder.
Interesting.
And but secrets abound, and each of them has their own little backstory and a lot of things that they're not telling each other. And it's a comedy, but it also has like serious and dramatic elements, which kind of threw me. I didn't see that coming at all. But I have not laughed so hard in a really, really long time. The
Yeah,
first
nice.
episode was amazing, and the end of the 3rd episode in particular, I would say to anyone checking it out. So in case it's not obvious, I pop it like 7 times. But if you're watching it and you're like, I'm not sure, give it to the end of the 3rd
The
episode.
3-episode rule.
Yeah, give it to the end of the 3rd episode for sure, because the end of the 3rd episode to me was like,
A cliffhanger.
it was a cliffhanger, but it was just so unexpected and so funny. There's amazing cameos in the show, and I'm sure there's going to be more that pop up before it's
Yeah,
over. So.
Bree, my
Interesting. Sounds
partner's
good.
been watching it, and I've been like working while she's watching it, and I can just hear her dying, laughing. And I'm like, "What's going on?" I see a cat in a freezer. I'm like, "What?" But yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it on my own because she's way ahead of me.
It's one of those shows that like sticks with you, so like you're thinking about it when you're not watching it, you know, and you're just waiting for the next one to come out. Kind of like I was with WandaVision, where I was just like, I need to know what happens
Yeah.
in the next episode. That's what's happening with this. So
Cool. I'm going to have to give that a try.
I love it. And then I am like the Lone Ranger here who went to go see Shang-Chi in
It's
theaters.
on my list this week.
Okay. I mean, like, what can be said about the movie that hasn't already been said online? It is everything that you would want and expect from a Marvel movie, but like way more.
Wow.
I'm not a big fan usually of like martial arts movies. And so going into it, I was like, is this going to be like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? Like, am I going to really kind of like this as much as I would like a traditional superhero film? But it is so much better than, honestly, I would top 5 out of the MCU.
Oh, wow.
Like really, really
This is
good.
the first time in a while that the MCU has put out a kind of like an origin story, right?
Yeah, I mean, because I knew nothing going into it, and I feel like usually I knew the character.
Same, yeah.
Even I think maybe the last one where I'm like I didn't know anything about it was maybe Doctor Strange because I hadn't really read much about
Guardians was for me. I was like, I don't know much about the Guardians of the Galaxy, but then we all fall in love with them.
Right, and the thing with Shang-Chi is like knowing nothing is a big task because you have to build the backstory, you have to build the world, you have to sell everybody on this brand new character. And they do it flawlessly. The world is crazy. I mean, it gets nuts. And there's some stuff in there that there's no way you're going to see it coming because there's just no way you could see it coming. The fight sequences are the best in all of Marvel.
Oh my God. I'm
All of
so
Marvel.
excited. I want to go like tomorrow and just call
it
out
seems
work.
like this experiment is going out very well.
I want to see it again.
Right.
I honestly want to see it again. Awkwafina's hilarious.
I forgot she's in it.
Yeah. And there's 2 credit scenes. So there's a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene, and half of my friends left after the mid-credit scene.
Isn't that like a
Yeah.
normal? Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what movies are doing.
Amateurs.
I know. So be sure you stay for both. I'm really excited for you guys to see it so we can talk more about
Actually,
it. And
spoiler talk.
yes,
yeah.
and Nicole, like, I fully believe that you would enjoy this because you don't have to have any previous Marvel knowledge. Half of my friends who came with me are like not even nerds, and they walked out and they were like,
How does
that
it
was
tie
really
in
good.
the rest of the universe? I mean, without spoiling it. Does it at all? Or is it just like it's
Okay, so you do see minor spoilers. You do see Wong from Doctor Strange.
Yes.
He is in the movie, so he does play a role. Abomination is also in it, very
Interesting.
briefly.
I don't want to hear anything else.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's really, really minor, but they're involved, and it doesn't get pulled into the bigger universe until
Okay.
the end. So it really does stand alone as its own thing.
Nice.
So yeah, pop it a million times. Everybody go see Shang-Chi. Freaking, I wish I had 10 rings, dude. Oh my gosh. Like it, honestly, it was like watching my favorite video game come to life on screen. Yeah. There were a couple times where I got teary-eyed.
I feel very sick and I can't go to work tomorrow. Sorry. Sorry, I gotta go to the movies. I mean, I'm very sick.
You are
Majestic. That's where you're gonna watch
Yes.
I'm gonna show up at the Majestic tomorrow instead of work. It's gonna be great.
We will welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Those are my reviews for the week.
Nicole, what did you pop and drop this week?
Okay, first of all, I just want to say thanks for calling me out about not knowing anything about post-credit scenes because when we read Black Widow, I don't know who I turned to, if I turned to Alex or whoever was, I was sitting next to Alex. And I was like, there's credits rolling. And I'm like,
Why is everybody still here?
Yeah, I literally was like, are we going to leave soon? He goes, there's usually post-credit scenes.
Girl, it's a Marvel movie.
Okay. I had absolutely no idea. So, but now I know. So I will say for every Marvel movie, I will wait until those lights turn on in that room.
Yeah, wait until they start picking up the popcorn around you.
Okay, but anyways, back to our topics. I watched quite a few things, actually. Very surprising. I actually came in prepared. And I watched Billie Eilish's documentary, Happier Than Ever.
And you hated it, right?
A Love Letter to Los Angeles. And yeah, despised it. I had to turn it off 2 seconds in. No, of course, I absolutely am going to pop it. It was pretty cool, actually. It was just her brother, and a few other people that were on a stage. Absolutely no audience. Just her singing her new album that just came out, Happier Than Ever. Sang the songs from beginning to end in the order that she likes them, because there's 3 different modes on Spotify. There's Billy mode, lyric mode, and there's another mode. I don't know the mode, but whatever. I listen to Billy Mode all the time because I'm like, if that's how she wants to listen to it, that's how I'm going to listen to it. So she played it in that order, and it was so good. If you like Billie Eilish or just want to see something in music, definitely watch it. It's on Disney+.
So does she have directing credits on this? Because I remember when the Amazon Day came out and she was doing a music video there, she had directing credits.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, she seems like the kind of person that's very hands-on.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. And it was pretty cool also because there's some like animation in it as if you're watching a music video. She's animated driving through Los Angeles, which is really cool. Kind of cuts back and forth from that to her actually playing on the stage. And she was in a choir when she was younger, and she actually has the kids in that choir currently come on stage with her and sing one of her songs. Cute. I think the song was called Goldwing. I think that's one she brought up because when I first heard it, I was like, this is a church, like it reminded me of a church song.
Yeah.
So it had to be that one.
So it turns out it was actually directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, wow.
What?
Whoa.
The Robert Rodriguez?
The Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, I'm looking at it and it's like Happier Than Ever and Shark Boy Lava Girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, look at that.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
But yes, I would definitely pop it. It was very good. I love Billy, and she looked absolutely amazing. She is reforming herself, and she looks great doing it. The other show that I started watching, my mom actually watches it like religiously, and I just started because they had a Labor Day special going on Paramount this weekend of Yellowstone. So I didn't actually get to sit down and watch seasons 1 through 3 all the way through because I worked this weekend, unfortunately, but I did catch some episodes, and the episodes that I did catch were incredible. I was hooked very fast on this show. It is with Kevin Costner, Wes Bentley, Kelly Riley, Luke Grimes, Cole Hauser, and Gil Birmingham. And it is about a family who owns a ranch, and their ranch is kind of on the verge of being sold or taken by other people. So they are killing off these guys that are trying to steal their land.
Dang. So it's like Country Ozark.
It's a drama. It's really good. If you like Kevin Costner or anything of the sorts I just talked about, killings, action type things, I would definitely give it a watch. Yeah.
We've established.
I love a good killing.
That we love a good killing around here.
I think we all do, to be honest. But yeah, it was very good. I liked it a lot. I probably will have to start watching from the beginning. And season 4 does come out November 7th of this year. So I still got them 2 months away. But I feel like those 2 months will come super fast. So if you want to watch it, definitely catch up now. So you are set in stone for November 7th.
I see what you did there. Set in stone.
I didn't do it on purpose.
You're so clever, girl.
God, thanks.
That was good.
I'm not too blonde.
I've heard really good things about Yellowstone. That's like been on my list for a while.
Yes.
So
I would definitely pop it. Definitely watch it.
My mom also watches it. So it's funny when you're like, my mom watches it religiously.
It's
I'm
a mom
like,
show.
so does mine.
No, my mom would.
Because of Kevin Costner.
I mean,
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
And the vistas.
Yes, my dad and I joke all the time about Kevin Costner and my mom because we're like, Dad, she would totally leave you for him. And he's like, oh, I know. And then we watched this other movie. I think it was called The Guardian, and Kevin Costner ends up dying.
The Bodyguard.
Oh. No, The Guardian.
He's a very protective man.
He's a protective man.
He's in that movie with Ashton Kutcher, and Kevin Costner actually dies at the end of it. Spoiler.
Yeah.
This is the like
the marine one.
The
or
water
something.
one.
Water.
Yeah. Not water, but yeah, the marine
airplane
one.
rescue.
Yes.
And I watched this on an airplane. And it's about an airplane crashing in the ocean.
Yes.
And people dying. And I remember sitting on the plane and I'm bawling my eyes out. I was sitting by myself and people are looking at me like, what the heck? And I'm just sobbing because I'm like, Kevin.
You chose poorly.
No.
Yes.
Why?
So-
that movie's good, man.
Oh, it's good. But my mom was like, this movie sucks. I'm like, why? She goes, the ending. I'm like, what happens at the end? She goes, he dies. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, Mom.
I like how you channel her just now, too.
Yeah.
Exact.
Then don't tell her about Message in a Bottle.
Mom, do not watch Message in a Bottle. I repeat.
You know she's seen it already. She has to. Oh man, I love Kevin Costner, and he's like old enough to be my dad, and I don't care.
That's okay.
He's a pretty man. He's beautiful.
Can't agree. Then the other thing that I watched, I only watched the first episode so far. The D'Amelio family has their own TV show now on Hulu. And if you don't know who they are,
Nope.
Charlie,
TikTok.
then I will explain. They have $2. It's a family of 4 from what I can see. I don't know. They might have a brother. Who knows? But he might not just be in the spotlight. Whatever. It doesn't matter. There's 2 girls, Charlie and Dixie. They are both TikTok stars. Charlie is the most followed person on
Oh,
TikTok
jeez.
with over 100 million followers. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's a lot.
She must be very talented.
Yeah.
No.
That ain't it.
Charlie, if you're listening, I do love you. But yeah.
But you ain't it.
Yeah,
You're
I
the
just love
Paris
reality
Hilton of,
TV.
like, right now.
If you listen to the podcast, I'm a reality TV guru. So I had to sit down and watch it. The first episode actually is pretty good. I do feel bad for the girls sometimes because Dixie, who is the older sister, she's 19. She's a singer-songwriter trying to get into the industry of being a singer. And she gets so many hate comments. And that's
Like no one takes her seriously, kind of thing.
yeah, and it's kind of sad because at the end of it, she suffers with depression and anxiety.
Ugh.
And at the very end, she's sitting in her room and her mom and dad are just consoling her because she's just bawling her eyes out because I don't know if paparazzi took a picture or if a picture was just floating around, but she was just at the gym and people were just commenting on this picture saying she looked grimy, she looked terrible, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I literally
at
was
the
just going to the
gym.
gym.
Yeah, it's like how you're
Who
supposed to
looks
look at the
good at
gym.
the gym?
And I just
God.
feel very bad because they show all the hate comments that these kids are getting through like Twitter or whatever. They show little icons of the tweets. And it's just so sad to see what these kids are going through. Charlie's 16 years old. Dixie's only
gracious.
19. They're still teenagers
Yeah.
and they're getting all of this hate in. It's just you don't realize these things. Like sometimes, yeah, I'm sure we all think like, oh my God, why would you ever post this? But we won't actually comment that.
Yeah, like
Right.
don't bully anyone on the internet, but don't
Right.
bully children on the
Exactly.
internet. You guys,
Yeah.
come on.
I think it's so easy for people online to just like look at people like that or think like, oh, they'll never see my comment, so I'm just gonna
Right.
post it. Or like, well, they're rich.
Yeah.
So like I don't know what it is about like, fame that gives people this weird permission to just say whatever the heck they
To just
want. think,
bully
like,
and be mean.
whatever.
Like these
Yeah.
are actually still people, even if they are.
Exactly.
And I mean, wah, 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 let me play the world's tiniest violin. These people are
Right.
super rich, but
Mhm.
it doesn't mean you don't have mental health
Exactly.
struggles
Exactly.
or problems.
I really hope that there's like some sort of like mental health program or something available to like kids that are
Yeah.
coming up in the industry because
Well-
that's a lot to take in.
Yeah, Dixie, like I said, suffers with depression and
Yeah.
anxiety, and
Yeah.
her parents mentioned that they had her going to therapy before she even became someone
Mm.
because they used to live in Connecticut, but then moved out to LA to better their kids' future and opportunities that they were getting. And yeah, so hopefully she's still in therapy. If not, that's absolutely none of my business.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's just doing what's best for her. But the thing is, too, it's like when they are getting these hate comments, they are totally ignoring the good comments because they see the hate comment. And
yeah, well,
they're
that's like
just
any of us. It's like a
ignoring it.
million people could tell you you're funny and smart
Yeah.
and pretty, but then one person tells me I'm stupid, and I'm like, well, I'm stupid.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
Well, and social media, like in general, especially for young people, can be so damaging for their mental health. Like, that comparison or that kind of
Mhm.
that race or that competition
Yes.
to like try to one up other
the
people.
most
or, like,
likes, the most followers,
Right,
the
exactly.
skinniest, ugh.
yeah, like I remember, my niece struggled with that in high school where she's like, this girl that I know from school has all these guys commenting on all her stuff and blah, blah, blah. I wish I was like her. I'm like, do you though? Like, is that what you want? Because you don't know anything about her. Like, you don't know her at all.
We
So,
only
like,
post the best parts of our lives.
Exactly.
It's like if you look at my Instagram, it's very carefully curated with all the highlights, and like you never see all the crap that goes down.
yeah, I don't
Like,
cosplay every day, dude.
Yeah.
That's all you see. But I'm not always walking around like Captain Marvel. So
in my head, you are.
in my head, I am too. But yeah, man, yeah, that's rough. I mean, I'll be the first person to be like, ugh, D'Amelios.
Me
But
too, yeah.
You're not gonna. But yeah, I'm not gonna post about
I'm
it.
not gonna bully a teenager.
No.
Yeah,
I'll
like-
just say it under my breath.
I have
or-
better things to do. I'll
Or
just
my
say it on my
friend.
podcast.
Yeah, I'll just say it on my podcast.
I can't imagine what it would be like being a teenager with social media because most of us here didn't have
I
that.
had like
Exactly.
Facebook started when I was in
MySpace,
college.
yeah.
Yeah.
Me on the
It
other
wasn't
hand.
on that level.
I know.
There was no cyberbullying when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Like they did it to your face or they
Right.
but
Just
I
got your ass kicked after
Yeah,
school.
They wrote it on their live
Yeah.
journal, and it was like
Yeah.
vague on their Zynga. They didn't
Oh my
use your
God, I had
name,
a
and you're like, are they
Zynga.
talking about me?
I just
Put
can't
on your locker
imagine.
or something like that.
Yeah, I just can't imagine
Oh man.
growing up now.
Lauren, do you want to hop into the pop and drop it?
Sure, I have 2 puppets.
Yay.
A week or so ago, I started watching a show on FX called Reservation Dogs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is So good.
Mhm.
In fact, I stopped watching the first episode. I was home alone, and my husband like came home or walked in the door, and I was like, I stopped watching this thing. You need to watch this thing with me. You'll really, really enjoy it. He's Colombiano, so I also knew like the family ties to like I knew that there would be like some similar, and I thought he would really enjoy it. And so he has now surpassed me. He is now now caught up on the show, and I have not had a chance
for you, man.
I know. I stopped it and waited for you. But I highly encourage all of you out there to seek out Reservation Dogs. It's on it's FX, but it's Hulu now.
Yeah.
Like so you can just catch it on Hulu. And then Sunday night, I think, or maybe Monday, I don't know. Sony Animation, in my opinion, continues to keep like pace to pace, like with Disney Pixar, and I almost enjoy them more now.
Yeah.
We watched Vivo at home on
so
Netflix,
good.
and wasn't it? Oh my gosh, it like I cried like more
Mhm.
than once. The songs were like so bold and daring, especially like the one girl,
Yeah.
Gabby's song.
Yeah,
Like
her
I was
first
like,
one.
yes, I was like,
Oh,
Disney
and the
would
auto-tune
never.
in the middle. I was like, ooh, it was like in my feels.
Yes.
Actually, when we had my son's first birthday, we were putting together a playlist, and there were some Vivo tracks.
Oh,
in
that's
Oh my
so
gosh,
cute.
it's such a shame that like Sony doesn't know what to do with its animation department, and it's just
Right.
like here you can just have it Netflix and just. They did that with
They-
Mitchell's
Yeah,
versus
there
the
was
promo.
Machines.
Yeah, there was like no promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I hope you guys out there will seek out Vivo, especially if you're like Cubano or because it's Cuba and
Aw,
Miami and yeah.
that's awesome.
So
That's a good one. All right, so did you guys hear about the Lil Nas X pregnant pictures?
Yes.
Mhm.
Ugh, okay, I am obsessed with Lil Nas X, and he can do no wrong in my head. So, first of all, he posted a picture that made fun of or kind of riffed on Drake's Certified Lover Boy album, but instead of a bunch of pregnant ladies, it was a bunch of pregnant dudes. And then he dropped a photo shoot of himself glowing with this huge baby bump and said that he is about to drop Montero, and that was his bundle of joy, and that's his album that's coming out.
Yeah, he's a genius. I
He's
feel like he's like
right.
the best like market. He knows how to use media. He knows how to spark news. Like he's really good at it. Just like getting people talking about it.
Yes. And he does it in ways that, like gets us talking, but gets us thinking. And
Mhm.
like also that just riffs on the haters so
Mhm.
much. It's like the minute somebody's mad at him about one thing, he's like, okay, homophobes, here's pictures of me pregnant. Like,
What's funny about that, like how you're talking about marketing and stuff, is like I don't listen to Lil Nas X. I don't seek out anything related to Lil Nas X. I am constantly bombarded with news and information and videos and
Yeah.
pictures of Lil Nas X. Like I can't escape this dude to the point where I'm like watching his music videos
Yeah.
and I'm scrolling through his Instagram and I'm like, how did this happen to me?
yep.
Like I don't know what, but like he did that whole thing with his the blood in the shoes,
Yeah.
right?
mhm.
And so then Tony Hawk announces Liquid Death is
Yeah.
gonna do this promo of his blood in these skateboard decks, and like that could have been a whole big like drama, right? And
Lil
it
Nas
kinda,
X
like
did tweet about it for a second. He's like, oh, interesting
Yeah.
that when a white straight guy does
Yeah.
it.
You know, that
Exactly.
reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie. What's that called? The movie where he's like pregnant.
Junior.
Oh.
Junior. Yeah. I remember when that happened. I don't think there was a problem.
well,
Right.
but it was so funny because then like the next day there's a TikTok
Yep.
with Tony Hawk and Lil Nas X
Hanging
like,
out.
hanging
Oh, that's
out and
cool.
skating together and like chatting and whatever. And so I'm like, you're getting like again. I don't seek this out, but I'm a fan of Tony Hawk, and so now suddenly I'm watching Lil Nas X again.
Yep.
He is everywhere.
He is
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's
He's
the same thing
everywhere,
happens to
man.
me.
I love, he's the funniest Twitter follow ever. He's so freaking funny. Since day one, he's like, even before he got super famous, he said something like, if I get to 500,000 followers, I'm going to send all of my fans like season 3 of Fairly Odd Parents on DVD. Really, like, he's obsessed with Fairly Odd Parents and like cartoons and SpongeBob and like, cause he's young and he's
Yeah.
just, I love him so
That's so
much.
funny.
Yeah, he's
I
wonderful.
never saw his career going the trajectory that it did when Old Town Road came
Yeah,
out.
me either. I thought it was
Yeah.
just going to be like a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
We'd never hear about it
Like
again.
Whip and Nene. I think that guy ended up in jail.
Probably.
I think he
I
like
forgot
killed
about
somebody.
that
I'm not even
song.
joking.
Oh man.
So yeah, like I was like, oh, we're never gonna hear from this guy again. And now not only is his career like blown up, but my kids still dance to that Old Town Road song. Man.
I do love also that he's so out and proud with himself and like
Yes.
He's very honest. Like he's just
Yeah.
true to himself.
exactly. And if people don't like him and like he gets so many homophobes tweeting at him and stuff, he's just kind of like, then don't listen to me or like be a better person. Honestly,
Yeah.
like just stop being stop being a crappy person.
Don't suck.
Stop sucking.
It's
please.
really bad in like the Black communities as well, like being like having a son who is gay. Like we saw it with Moonlight. Like it's still very much comedians making jokes about if their son ever turned out to be gay. Like, so I think Lil Nas X is really...
He's gotten a lot of like rappers coming out like, oh, like this is going to make my kids gay.
Yeah.
I'm
like
what
if
are you
this is going to
talking
make
about?
your kid gay, then your kid's already gay.
Yeah.
It's
It ain't contagious, buddy.
it's like kind of related to like the Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, like the sex positive side. It's kind of like that. It's like women have ownership over their bodies and they can do what they want with them, and like it's important to see that.
Exactly. No, I completely agree. I did see some rapper, somebody who tweeted him like, what am I supposed to tell my son? And he's like, what are you supposed to tell your son? Like, you're going to sit down and have a conversation like, okay, son, I know you saw Lil Nas X was pregnant. We need to talk about this. He's like, what? He's like,
kids don't know.
Yeah. Like
kids don't know. And also your kid shouldn't be listening to Lil Nas X. Like that's the other thing. Like when people say the same thing about Cardi B, and I'm like, my 7-year-old ain't allowed to listen to Cardi B, so I don't have to explain anything to her about anything that she's talking about. Like she is watching iCarly, not Cardi.
Kids Bop, Cardi B.
Oh my God.
Kids Bop Wop. I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. And you should absolutely be talking to your children about how men love men sometimes and women love women, and that being gay is completely normal. Like that's something that your kids should know about, and
hopefully they
not
interact
demonize
with
it
in like a real world scenario and not just people on TV. That's the other thing. Like we're watching Modern Family, and my daughter's watching it with me, and there was not really. I mean, she for a minute she's like, "Wait, are they married?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then that was the end of the conversation,
and she's
because her uncle's gay, and so it's like. It's not, what is that? It's, we've had this conversation. So hopefully, your kids are experiencing things out in the real world and meeting people and like living authentically. And, like, getting to know people outside of your bubble, hopefully.
And with like gender reassignment surgeries and everything too, there are pregnant men.
Exactly.
Like women to male transitions.
Thank you. So, like a pregnant man's not something that, it's something that exists.
Right.
Like be trans and positive with your kids. Be gay positive with your kids. Just teach your kids to love each other and love people who are different than them. And also, I can't wait for Montero to drop.
Circling back.
I'm so excited.
When is it scheduled to drop?
Ooh. When is he due?
This is one of those things. This is one of those things that I thought had already happened.
Yeah, me too.
So the single, the "Call Me by Your Name" was called Montero / "Call Me by Your Name," but the album is called Montero because that's Lil Nas X's real name, and he's going to give birth on September 17th.
Oh, September. Okay. Oh, this month.
Close.
It's a Libra.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Before we close, I just want to let all of our listeners know that we will be appearing in person. Like humans
in the flesh
at the Be My Secret Cars and Anime Con Arizona, presented by Olympus Games, October 9th, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Wild Horse Motorsports Park. So come join us. It's going to be tournaments. Obviously, come in dressed. I'm going to, wear a little surprise. We'll see.
I bet it's shirts and pants.
Oh, you already know.
Spoiler.
So yeah, catch us there. Cars and Anime Con Arizona, presented by Olympus Games, October 9th at the Wild Horse Motorsports Park. And we'll also be recording live. So if you want to come see how
the sausage gets made.
If you want to see how the sausage gets made.
Come look at our sausages in person.
It will not be a sausage party.
It's an anime con. Of course, it's going to be a sausage
fest.
Okay, I've never been.
There'll be lots of. Never mind. Go ahead. Yeah,
all right.
But yeah, we'll be there. We'll, come by our booth, and we'll also be recording live. So come catch us again, October 9th at the Wild Horse Motorsports Park. And if you want to get your tickets, just go to BeMySecret.net and see us there. To wrap up the show, let's share our social handles. We'll start off with Lauren.
You can follow me on Letterboxd, Instagram, and Twitter at That Movie Is Fine.
That's amazing.
Very
As
good.
she said after every Sylvester Stallone movie she watched.
Like, he's so fine.
Fine.
Also, some of them were just fine.
Fine. Like, do you mean fine? Like, so fine?
Yeah.
Or like, that was fine.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
All right, you can find me, Hayley, on Instagram and Twitter at 30 Nerdy Thriving.
You can find me, Shauna, on Twitter and Instagram at Shauna Trinidad, ShaunaTrinidad.
Then you can find me, Nicole, on Instagram and TikTok at Nicole_Eldridge and on Twitter at NAEldridge14.
And I'm at ALCASNUN on Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to visit us online at popculturejunkie.com. You can find some deep dives into some reviews as well as a merch. Visit us on Facebook at Pop Culture Junkie Podcast, Twitter at Pop Junkies, and Instagram at pop.culturejunkies. Come back next week for another hit of pop culture.
Pop Culture Junkie is a production of Pop Culture Entertainment Group. All rights reserved.